I have literally been up for over 12 hours. How am I not dead? Oh god, I'm so awkward and cringy. Hey bitch, it's Adam, and yes, I am back. You may have thought I was dead, but unfortunately not. I really despise myself. And as you can tell by the title, today is going to be a story time about my most awkward experiences with big YouTubers. So this video, I am going to be naming everyone that's in it because it's not shade at all, like totally not them that caused these awkward experiences. It's because I'm awkward as fuck and should not have been in like the environment that we were in the story. But yeah, just wanted to disclaim that before you fucking start trying to leave me any hate on this fucking video. Fuck off. I'm not trying to hate on these YouTubers. They're actually 3 of my favourite YouTubers. They're 3 of the YouTubers I actually still watch. So don't come for me because I'm not coming for them. But yeah, without any further ado, let's Corbin Blue from Jump in. I hate myself. So this story time is technically like 3 separate stories mashed into one because it all happened like on the same night, but it's 3 like separate people, if that makes any sense. This happened at Summer in the City 2016, and for some reason, I don't know how, my irrelevant fucking ass managed to get into the like Friday night party at the YouTube space, which was absolutely insane. It was one of the best nights of my entire life. It was so fun. But yeah, all round it was a pretty good night. However, at Summer in the City 2016, your boy was about a week off of being 18, so I couldn't get drunk. So I was at a party with some of my favourite YouTubers and I wasn't allowed to have at least 1 drink, so naturally awkwardness ensued. We got into the line and I was feeling quite pumped. I was like, yes, this is the YouTube space right here, like I can see a lot of really big YouTubers around, like this is really intimidating but also like really exciting, oh my fucking god. Like I said, I should not have been there, but there I was. Eventually we got into the YouTube space and we had to like do a lot of stuff on these iPads before we could go in and get our wristbands and stuff like that, and for some reason mine just wasn't working. I think it may have been because I was under 18 and I had to get like my mum to sign something and like had to give it them. Oh my god, it was so embarrassing. Anyways, we managed to get inside and it was a fucking party. There was like food, drinks. I couldn't have any drinks, although one of my friends did sneak me a drink, which I really appreciated. I think it was Joanna. Thanks, Joanna. But me being me, like that one drink was nothing. Like I may as well have drank fucking water. Like I felt absolutely nothing. But regardless, I was just gonna try and have a good time without, you know, feeling awkward. So then, the first story. Basically, earlier on in the night, me and my friends were obviously walking around exploring and stuff like that, and I did actually clock Jenna Marbles and Julian as well. But they had quite a few people around them, like talking to them and stuff like that, so I wasn't gonna approach them. Even if they didn't have people around them, even if they literally had a sign saying, come talk to me, I don't think I would because, oh my god. But yeah, like, there was no way that I was gonna approach them or anything like that. I just saw them from across the room and was like, oh my fucking god, like, that's Jenna Marbles. And also, bear in mind, this is like a party setting. Like, all the people that are in here aren't really expecting, like, any fangirls or anything like that, because you have to be, like, on the list and, like, important to, like, be there. Don't know how the fuck I got in. So yeah, I had already clocked Jenna Marbles, but again, was a bit like, nah, probably not gonna talk to her. Just, like, appreciate the fact that she's, like, in the same building as me, what the fuck. Later on in the night, I was walking around with Becky, I think it was Becky, and she was ahead of me, and it was quite full. I was trying to, like, weave around and stuff like that, and I wasn't really paying attention, and I just, like, felt, like, a bump on my shoulder, you know, just like a, oh, someone just bumped into me, do you know what I mean? Like, and it was majoritarily my fault because I was walking quite quickly trying to keep up with, I think it was Becky. So I bumped into someone and, like, naturally, me being me, I turned around and went, oh shit, sorry. Grabbed whomever it may have been on the shoulder, not grabbed, but like was like, oh shit, sorry, you know, like a gentle reassurance of the fact that I was apologising. Here in my hand was Jenna Marbles. So I had just bumped into Jenna Marbles, like literally turned, looked her right in the face and said, oh shit, sorry, and then was like, and she didn't really acknowledge it, she just kind of was like, oh it's fine, and carried on walking, but like, I, for a good like 2 seconds was stood there as she walked away and was like, I was like walking over trying to find Becky, like, Becky, oh my god, you'll never guess what happened. So yeah, that one wasn't necessarily awkward, but it was just kind of like insane, because I was like, that's literally the queen of YouTube, and I just touched her shoulder. Like, I was literally like, I'm never washing this hand again, like. So the next one involves, he's one of my favourite YouTubers of all time, it's Ricky Dillon. I love him so much, like his videos are really like, I don't know what it is about him, he just is so like endearing. He's like cute, do you know what I mean? This video is not supposed to be me licking their asses, it's supposed to be talking about how awkward I was around them, so let's stop and move on. So our friend Cameron Phillips, he's on YouTube, I don't know if you know him, but like you should. He is like kind of friends with Ricky, or like, you know, they know each other, they're both in sort of similar circles and stuff like that, so they knew each other. So I had already sort of clocked onto the fact that Ricky was there, and I was like, oh my god, it's Ricky Dillon, like that's crazy. But again, similar with the Jenna Marble situation, I was like, I probably won't approach him, just because again, this was a party situation. I'm not gonna walk up to people and be like, oh my god, I love your videos so much, oh, like, fuck me. But then because Cameron knew Ricky, me and a couple of my friends were all like stood with Cameron, and like Ricky also happened to be there. So we were all in like a little circle, like conversation sort of thing. I wasn't really talking much just because I had joined like late and didn't really know what was going on, so I just kind of was like, Ricky was stood next to me, but like there was a bit of a gap because I had walked over to my other friend and was like talking to them, and like this was like the circle. Does that make sense? I was a bit like, that's Ricky Dillon, we're all in a similar situation, I'm just gonna talk to him, like he's a human. When I meet people, I am always a hugger. I like to hug people because I feel like when people hug me, when they meet me, I'm like, oh my god, that's like so cute, like hi, you are I, nice to meet you. So and because I had been stood in this circle with him for like a good couple of minutes, I was a bit like, I feel like I should probably introduce myself because this, like, we're in a mutual setting, like this is weird. I tried to say this in like a non-fangirly way. I tried to say it in like a casual YouTuber meets YouTuber, even though he's like a YouTuber and I'm like a YouTuber, but like regardless, I tried to say it in that kind of way. But I was like, hey Ricky, I'm Adam, it's really nice to meet you, I really enjoy your videos. And I went in to like hug him. Because again, like I say, I'm a hugger, that's what I do, I can't help it. So I leaned in to like hug him, and the whole time when I was speaking to him, he just kind of looked like this. Looked really uncomfortable, and then I made it worse by going in to hug him. Oh my god. So I went in to hug him and like hugged him, and he did requite the hug, but very like, this is a stranger hugging me, this is weird way. Then I pulled away, and he genuinely like really did not say anything. He just kind of was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Smiled and then like laughed it off and turned to someone who I wasn't really sure who it was. I think it was maybe like his manager or something. So then that kind of happened, and in that moment my heart fell out of my actual arsehole onto the floor and I kicked it across the room. I was like, see ya, like, I don't need you anymore, like, you fucked, do you know what I mean? I've never felt more uncomfortable, well that's a lie, I've felt very uncomfortable in a lot of situations, but I felt very uncomfortable in that situation. Again, this is not shade at Ricky. At Summer in the City, it's predominantly like British people, like there's a lot of British YouTubers around, and it was my understanding that it was his first Summer in the City, so potentially, like my theory, to make myself feel better, was that he was at this party and didn't really know anyone, felt a little bit uncomfortable, so the fact that I had like talked to him, he was maybe already having a bit of anxiety or whatever, and I talked to him and it just kind of made it worse. So if Ricky watches this, I'm really sorry if that was the case, for making your anxiety like shoot through the roof. So yeah, that was like meeting Ricky Dillon, like great, fun time. I saw him again this year at Summer in the City, but literally just saw him and Gabby from across the room and was like, nope, not going near them, fuck that. I am not like re-experiencing last year. Although, should I say this? I will add this on because it's quite funny. I do not know if it was like aimed at me, but at Summer in the City just gone, 2017, like I said, when I saw them at a party again, he had like really cool makeup on, which I think Gabby did for a video. I'm pretty sure I saw that video floating around somewhere. And I remember like seeing him and being like, oh my god, that's really cool makeup, whatever. And I had like a full face of makeup on, I was like in heels. I was all dressed up because it was a party. And I had just got a drink and I was walking over to meet my friend, and I remember walking past them. I'm sure, I could be wrong, I could have just heard it wrong, and it may not have even been aimed at me if I didn't hear it wrong, but I walked past them. I'm sure I heard Ricky say, oh my god, James Charles who? As I walked past, obviously, again, I was in a full face of makeup, I'm a boy wearing makeup, so like I kind of walked past and was a bit like, oh my god, did he just like compliment me in like a kind of shady way, but like a really funny shady way? But yeah, that's just like a little tangent that happened at Summer in the City just gone. Again, don't know if it actually was like aimed at me or anything, but I kind of took it that it was aimed at me and was like, yeah. So, speaking of Gabby, the next story is all about Gabby Hanna, or previously known as The Gabby Show. Oh, fuck. So at the time, Gabby was one of my absolute all-time favourites. I watched every single video of hers, like I had her on notifications. I still love her to bits now, but I don't really watch as much YouTube just in general anymore, so I haven't really seen much of her videos recently. But still love her, and back then, like, she was literally like my top favourite YouTuber. I kind of had a hunch that she was gonna be there just because I knew she was at Summer in the City in general anyway, so I was like, she might be here, that would be fucking terrifying. My first experience seeing Gabby, again going back to the Friday party at the YouTube space, I remember I was walking somewhere with Becky and she was holding my hand and I was just like following her and like walking behind her because we were going down like a narrow sort of hallway and there was like a lot of people, so she was like leading me through. Aww. Then I remember just like not really paying much attention. This was actually just after I had seen Jenna and Julian, so I was a little bit like, oh my god, that's Jenna and Julian. So I remember just kind of being a bit zoned out and just, you know, being dragged along by Becky, like, oh, okay, let's go. And all of a sudden she just turns around to me, say you're me, and this is me holding your hand. And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, what? Like, what's going on? Yeah, basically, Becky turned around, looked at me, because Becky also quite likes the Gabby show as well. Gabby Hanna, sorry. She also really likes Gabby as well, so like when she turned around, she was just as shook as me, but she knew I liked Gabby like a lot. So she was kind of looking at me like, oh my fucking god, your favourite person in the world is about to pass you. And then I was like, oh my fucking god, my favourite person in the world is passing me. Do you know what I mean? But again, we were at this party, we had to not fangirl, so we were like, fuck it, hold it all in, keep walking, keep going. But we were actually heading downstairs and Conor Maynard was performing and he was really good, and Jack Maynard was like across the room, and at the time I didn't know who Jack Maynard was. I just remember looking across the room and being like, oh my god, he's really fit. And all my friends were like, oh my god, he's like looking at you. And I was like, guys, no he's not. You know? So yeah, Connor was performing, it was really good. I actually spoke to him afterwards as well and was like, oh my god, your set was like really good. And he was like, oh my god, thank you. And then I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then he like walked away or whatever. And then, like I said, I was not drunk this night. I was stone cold sober. I had had one drink, but again, that's not gonna touch anything in me. It takes so much to get me drunk. So I was totally sober, but we were downstairs in this room, and after Connor had finished performing, he like left and they just started playing like dance music. It wasn't like proper but it was like, yeah. Also, Alexa Losey was like in the same room and she was like dancing and really, really drunk. It was the best thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life. So we were in this room just like dancing after Connor's set. It was quite good music, and even though I wasn't drunk, I was kind of like going for it. I was like, fuck yeah, like this is really good music. Alexa Losey's like fucking losing her shit over there, like yes. Stood in my little circle of friends. It was quite a small room as well. And then from across the room, I kind of spotted Gabby again and was a bit like, oh shit. There you are. And she was stood with Will and Arden. She was stood talking to those two. And I was there, like I said, I was like feeling the music, you know, dancing, having fun, living my life. What am I doing? And my stupid ass, again, I wasn't drunk. I don't know why I did this. Like I was sober. I would never usually do something like this sober. I was like dancing. I'm gonna do a reenactment. So basically, you are the Gabby show, Gabby Hanna. Why did I do that? Like why? Why, like why? Why would anyone like shimmy and like do a weird little dance and like smile at someone they don't even know? Like, I mean, I know her, but like she doesn't know me, so it's weird. Oh my god, it was just so stupid. I don't know why I did that. But then, that's awkward enough, but this makes it even fucking worse. I have a hidden talent. I'm really, really good at lip reading, and I had turned away from her at this point, but I was still kind of watching her through like a gap in between my friends. And I literally witnessed Gabby, like when I danced at her, she was like looking at me and she kind of was like, looked confused, but was kind of like, okay, what the fuck? And then turned to Will and Arden. Again, I saw her say this. It was so embarrassing. She turned to them and went, who's that kid over there? And what makes it worse is Arden goes, I don't know. I have never felt more irrelevant and uncomfortable. Reliving this is literally making me want to like cry. So yeah, after that I turned to my friend and literally went, oh my fucking god, and they were like, what bitch? And I was like, well bitch. And then after that, that's pretty much it for like that night. The Gabby story actually continues on to the next day at the actual event of Summer in the City. So this was the Saturday after the Friday party, obviously. Saturday comes after Friday. Rebecca Black, is that you? So me and Becky had tickets for Gabby's meet and greet, and we were like, the whole day we were like, no, we can't go, can we? Like, we were just at a party with her last night. Like, that sounds so bougie, but we were like, we were just at a party with her last night. Like, we can't go to a meet and greet, can we? We're like, no, we can't. Ended up going, of course. Yeah, so we were stood in the line and we actually turned up like really late. Like, I don't know when specifically it was, but say it was between like 2 and 4. We turned up at like 3:30, and because of that there was no one left in the line really, apart from like a couple of people. So we were stood in the line, no one else came behind us. It was me, Becky and our friend Tommy as well. Ooh, yeah. So yeah, no one was coming up behind us, so we were having like a little chat with like the people that were like doing the meet and greet, whatever, and then everyone else ended up leaving and it was my turn to like meet her. It's the fact that I like planned to say this as well. Like, I can't believe I said this, like it's so embarrassing. Went up to her, was like, oh my god, it's so nice to meet you, hiya, you alright? I looked fucking disgusting in my picture as well, like really pissed off that I looked so terrible that day, but regardless. Went up to her and was like, oh my god, hi, it's nice to meet you. I like almost don't even want to tell you because it's so embarrassing. I can't remember how I initiated it, but I basically said like something along the lines of like, I don't know whether or not you actually remember, but last night I was at the YouTube space, like at that party, and from across the room, like I danced at you, and I just wanted to like apologize. I was like trying to apologize for how awkward I was the previous night, but ended up in turn making myself seem even more awkward. Like, it's so fucked up. I literally was like, yeah, I danced at you and I just wanted to like apologize for how awkward I was. And she was like, wait, did I not like dance back? And I was like, no, but like I don't blame you because I danced so weirdly at you. And she was like, no, that's so weird of me. Usually I'd start like twerking. And I was like, we started like twerking together. So that was like a funny moment. And then I said like probably the worst thing that I could have ever said in my entire life. Like, so embarrassing. Like, imagine going to a meetup and saying this to someone. Like, she sees me now as like a fangirl, which isn't a bad thing, but like now she sees me as a fangirl, and I go ahead and say, alright, are you going to the party tonight? And she was like, I think in her mind she kind of thought like, how the fuck does this kid, like this fan, know about this party tonight? Like, what the fuck? And she kind of looked at me and was a bit like, oh yeah, I think so, like I'm not really sure yet. And I was like, oh okay, well if you do I'll see you there. And she was like, oh okay. And then I kind of like walked away. I'd already got my picture. But yeah, and then after that, saw her at the party that night, but if you've watched my Getting Lost in London story time, you'll know that I got really drunk that night. I don't remember dancing with her, but here's the video of us dancing together. I look like a ratchet mess, but I'm really glad that I got that on video because it clearly means that drunk me had the courage to go up to her and actually just try and approach her like a normal person. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Like I've already said a million times, this is not shade to any of the people involved in the stories. I really enjoy all of them, like Ricky, Gabby and Jenna, some of my favourite YouTubers. So this isn't shade, this is literally just my awkward experiences with them because I'm awkward. If you did enjoy, then please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of my face. I upload new videos every Friday and weekly vlogs on Tuesdays. The vleeks are coming back. Woo. If you'd like to, you can go follow all my social media links. They'll be down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week for another new video. Bye!